Say where in the world you're from. My name is Waylon Lewis. I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and USA. And say where in the world you're from. And today I wanted to do a meditation. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. I wanted to do a meditation for how to deal with loss, how to deal with grief, how to deal with letting go. First of all, there's this sort of macho attitude that, loss is grief, letting go is something kind of unmanly. That sort of toxic masculinity that some of us get caught up in, even some of us who are women or who are not men apply toward men as expectations, isn't helpful. It isn't real. We got Rutland, Vermont. Oh, I miss Vermont. We got Liverpool, home of the Beatles. We got Salvo Beach. We got London. What else we got? We got a pineapple shirt. New Jersey. Lexington, Kentucky, Minneapolis. Aloha from Maui. We got Glossop. And over on Facebook, let's see, we got Alaska, we got Charleston, South Carolina, Tustin, Leslie, Maryland. Leslie and I go way back now. Canada, San Diego, Nebraska. Canada is a wonderful country. I don't know if you've heard of it. That has a vibrant democracy that isn't trying to shut down or hobble its post office. Wonderful place. Recommend you visit if you're allowed to, if you've approached the pandemic responsibly. Nebraska, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Michigan, more Canada, India, Austria, Maine, Oakland, flippin' Kansas, Whitesboro, Madagascar, India, Maldives. So we always like to say where in the world people are because it's kind of delightful to see this worldwide community engaging in honesty, Egypt, engaging in empathy, engaging in caring about each other. You know what? Truth is good news. Truth is sexy stuff. We got Portugal, we got Mexico. Let's talk about grief. Let's talk about loss. Let's talk about letting go. So these are things that aren't unmanly, as I was saying. The whole concept of toxic masculinity, people are talking about that, which is great. But, we can participate in toxic masculinity whether we're men or not. Grief, loss, letting go is something all of us have to learn. Hopefully we've all practiced. We've all had plenty of opportunity, whether we like it or not, to practice. So there's a very basic Buddhist meditation. It's not particularly for letting go. It's not particularly for loss or grief, but it is simply to give us a baseline of being present in reality, whatever that is. It's not a solid thing. It's not exactly like a table that's solid. Reality is, that's why we use our breath, because it's hard to attach. When you're practicing letting go, you don't want something too easy to attach to. So we use our breath to bring us back to now, whatever that is. Now includes the future, now includes the past. People will often say, oh, dogs are so enlightened. In some ways they really are. But now isn't just right now. We have to plan ahead. We have to pay our bills. We have to have food for dinner. So now includes the future and the past, unlike maybe my dogs now, which includes right now, napping. So this meditation, if you've done it before, great, let's do it again. It's called meditation practice for a reason. So this is a meditation, how to deal with loss, grief, and letting go. So again, this meditation isn't particularly aimed at that, but what it does is it gives us a baseline of sanity, of returning to our fundamental, basically good nature, as they talk about in Buddhism, Trungpa Rinpoche. There's wonderful articles on Elephant about this, in Pema Chodron. Because if we can have that baseline of sanity or fundamental goodness, then all the storylines about, oh, she dumped me, or he dumped me, or even real grief. It's good to grieve. None of this is saying you shouldn't grieve. None of this is saying you shouldn't feel attachment. We don't need to should ourselves, right? As the expression goes. We are going to feel attachment to our loved ones if they pass away, to our those we're dating or married to if that doesn't work out. But letting go is also for them. In the Buddhist funeral ceremony, we actually practice letting go to kind of encourage. It's not really for the person who has passed away, but it's for our attachment to them. So we can give ourselves permission to let go, and that doesn't mean that we don't care. It's actually a way to honor them, not to keep them. The visualization is sort of like we're keeping them tent pegged down to earth when they are ready to pass on. And really, it's our own attachment we're talking about here. Okay, so let's take a good posture. That's the first step. Take your best Wonder Woman, Black Panther, Superman posture. Maybe not Batman posture, which is kind of tough and a little bit dark. It's okay to be a little dark, but we're going to work with that. So take that good posture and find your breath in and out. Eyes are open, which is challenging. Hands are open on your thighs. Good posture, shoulders back, shoulders up, shoulders down, relaxed shoulders. So take that great superhero posture, hands are flat, eyes are open, and then relax a bit. So it's not rigid or puffed up. Find your breath in and out, just your normal old breath. It can be a sigh or it can be letting go, but just your normal old breath. The eyes are open here in shamatha. You can join me, please. Don't just comment or whatever. Just find your breath. Place your attention lightly on that breath, in and out. There can be a gap on each end. Out, gap, in, gap, out, gap, and so on. Your mouth can be open and relaxed. So there's a tendency here to think you're meditating, to think you're doing something fancy and spiritual, like you've maybe seen in yoga magazines or whatever. It's not really that. It's more just an ordinary act, working on mindfulness, connecting with the present moment. It's the most ordinary thing of all, to be present in this life of ours. Every breath can be letting go. Every inhale can be letting go. You're letting go of your storyline, of your attachment, and you're returning to the present moment as sort of symbolized by the breath. Really do this with me, if you're inspired to. Let's all meditate together from all over the world, together, same moment. If you feel thoughts, if you're hearing sounds, if you're distracted, just notice that. Say, I'm thinking. Return your attention to the breath. All that thinking, all that happens silently in your mind. So I'm sitting here, my attention is on my breath. Suddenly I'm thinking about the cookies that I want to eat. Say, I'm thinking about a cookie. Thinking. Return my attention to the breath. And that's what will happen after a little while, which just happened for me. You get a good old deep breath and a sigh. And you keep meditating. There's no real goal here. So that's it. It's practice. We have meditation instruction on elephant. This fall, as a way of concluding, we're going to do this together for, I think, almost 2 months. At elephantjournal.com/academy. The full Elephant Academy is coming back for the first time in about a year. It may be the only time we do it all year. Normally about 100 of you, I want 200, 500, will join us. Until Sunday, tomorrow, it's almost half off. elephantjournal.com/academy. We are going to write. This course is not particularly for writers. The writers can join. We are going to write. And we are going to write our heart. We're going to write our heart out. So we're going to write our story without attachment to it, experience awareness, which we were just practicing, catharsis, the relief that comes with bringing awareness to confusion, and that then becomes gold for others, that they say, I'm not alone. What a beautiful feeling that is. We've all gone through that. And then you can inspire others and be of benefit. And God knows, particularly in the US, this fall is going to need a lot of people engaging in awareness, empathy, and activism. elephantjournal.com/academy. Tomorrow is the deadline.